Alright, so what we're going to do is just 3 quick slides. It's not in your notes. You're welcome to get a piece of paper if you want to write it down. I mean, it might be helpful to you. But what you're focusing on today is what you're doing and how do you kind of tell them apart. So the first slide we're going to do is just kind of go through the differences. Second slide we're going to practice a couple. And excuse me. The third slide we're just going to say, okay, what are you doing today with the scavenger hunt? So first one we're going to do is just Ionic and versus Covalent. So we're going to just write down everything we know about Ionic versus everything we know about Covalent, and then hopefully that'll help. Alright, so things we know about Ionic, formed by cations and anions, forms formula units and crystal lattices, typically a metal and a non-metal, can have polyatomic ions, can have hydrates, no prefixes. We don't use the prefixes for this one. And also, we could also add on here, we use ion sheet for these. I think that's about everything major that we talk about this. For this one, if we're looking at the covalent, we'll just kind of do the opposite of this one. So, formed by sharing electrons. This one forms molecules. This is typically 2 nonmetals put together. No polyatomic ions. No hydrates. Use prefixes. And do not use ion sheets. Use the periodic table. So when you're looking at a compound and they don't tell you if it's ionic or covalent, you need to kind of use this checklist to kind of categorize it and see which one's which. So we'll do like maybe 4 on the next slide and then just explain your activity, and then you are free and ready to go. So like let's just do this guy. Let's put one up. So if this is your thing and you want to figure out is it ionic or covalent, you can look at a couple things here. Check if your first element's metal. Check if you have a polyatomics, anything like this. So if you look here, we have a metal and a polyatomic. So if you look at the last slide we looked at, that's indicating that this is ionic. And that just means that you would follow normal ionic rules, and we would call this guy strontium sulfate. Again, you got to remember metals are on your left of your periodic table, non-metals are on your right, that kind of thing. So let's do a couple more. We'll do, so if we're looking at this one, we have 2 nonmetals, no polyatomics, no hydrates or anything, so indicates that this is covalent. And if we write the name for this one, we would write trisulfur heptafluoride. And again, once you know what it is, it's not hard to do, but you have to know what it is first. And then again, if you do the flip side, if we give you 2 names, I'll just write out the 2 names quick. Tricarbon monosulfide and silver nitrate. Again, it's pretty easy to tell the names. There's prefixes in this name, so this is definitely covalent, and you would name it do the formula covalently. And this guy, there's no prefixes, has metal and polyatomic in it. So this is definitely ionic. So what you're going to do today is you're going to practice this. I don't expect you to be perfect already. If you are, amazing. If not, it's not a big deal. So that's what you're going to do. So what you're going to do for the scavenger hunt explanation is you have your sheet. So the first thing you're going to do is get your sheet. It has 45 blanks on it. I could spell it today. What you're going to do is you're going to go around the room and find the slips of paper. So you're going to come up to one. It's going to say like number 3. So like I'm just going to make one up. So say this is a slip of paper I'm going to have. So you are welcome to write this down on your paper, but you don't have to. What you're going to do is on your paper find number 3. So it's going to look like this. What you need to do is you need to say if it's ionic or covalent. And then for this one, it gave us the formula, so we would write the name. If it gave you the name, you would write the formula. So that's what you're looking for. So if we look at this one right here, silver or Ag is a metal, NO3 is a polyatomic. So this is indicating it's ionic. And then what you want to do is use your ionic naming to write the formula for the or name for this. So we would write silver and nitrate. So on your sheet, you would have number 3, you'd have ionic, comma, silver nitrate. If you would come up to one that was covalent or whatever, you just write covalent, do it that way. But that's what you're doing for all 45. There's no reason you can't walk around and find them. And then you'll see what you're doing from there.